everyone, this is Fafa Berry back with another episode of Fafa Berry Reading. Today I'm going to read Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs Free. Planet of the Pies, written and illustrated, written by Judy Barrett and drawn by Idra and Moans. It was Tuesday evening. We were watching TV with Grandpa. He picked up the newspaper, right, and was shocked when he saw the front page headline. He held it up to show us. Astronauts land on Mars. A spectacular occasion as to what or who they will find there. Excuse me. Henry and I looked at each other in disbelief. I asked Grandpa what he thought they'd find on Mars. Henry said that he hoped there would be aliens. Grandpa said that we'll have to wait and see if it's aliens. He hoped they'd be friendly ones. Moments later, a breaking news alert appeared on the TV. Noticeably, a startled report blurted out. Excuse me. We interrupt this program for some earth-shaking news. We've just been informed that astronauts have discovered a thick, glutinous substance on Mars. Or it's both on the ground and falling from the sky. Here's a crazy thought. Would it be pie filling? That'd be pretty weird. Stay tuned, and we'll have an exclusive first of its kind interview here with our astronauts live from Mars. Henry and I jumped up and down, yelling about how much we love pie, and wondering why it can't rain pie here on Earth. We told Grandpa we wanted to go to Mars for our vacation this summer. Well, I gotta tell you all, because later next week I'm going to Florida for my vacation. He said he didn't think that was possible because it's a very long trip. We don't have a spaceship, and we're not astronauts. Henry said that he'd like to become an astronaut and fly to Mars or to a spaceship, where he can eat lots of pie and meet aliens. I said I'd be happy to eating pie here on Earth. Grandpa reminded us that we have some pie in the fridge. Henry reminded Grandpa that it wasn't Martian pie and wondered what that I would taste like. Grandpa said maybe we all get to find out someday, but enough about Mars and pie for now. It was time to go to bed. We kissed Grandpa goodnight. He wished us sweet dreams, and we scampered upstairs. Grandpa sat down to watch the rest of the breaking news. Then he dozed off and dreamt about a most unusual place. Did I skip the page? No. Excuse me. To my great surprise, I found myself off on Mars, all suited up as mission commander, along with my crew, a fellow astronaut. it had been a long ride, and we were glad to have finally landed safely. We climbed out of our spaceship and cautiously we surveyed the landscape for any signs of life. We could hardly believe our eyes. What we saw was pie and lots of it. And it was over the place and even raining down from the sky. Despite the adverse weather conditions, we set up our camera for TV transmission. And pie splattered onto the lens. It was also on our suits and boots. Boots and our helmets. It tasted awfully good. The TV interview was about to start. I wiped the pie off the lens, and Sweet looked pretty messy. And when we were asked what we have found so far, we all yelled out, "Pie!" At first, 5 meatballs and chewed swallow, and now it's pie on Mars. In the distance, we saw a group of umbrella-carrying Martians coming toward us. They were tall ones and short ones, and some with strange pets. They all mumbled. They were all mumbling. Sorry. It's hard to understand alien language. Excuse me. The reporter asked about the approaching Martians and what they were saying. It was a particular sounding language, lots of jumbled up consonants in it. We were puzzled as what they were trying to tell us, but they appeared to be friendly. I listened carefully, and something about the peculiar sound rang a loud bell. I had taken Martian in high school. Well, instead of Spanish or French. When I told this to my crew, they were all amazed and relieved. So were the Martians. They handed us a book titled Martian Ancient Language, which is 12 hours or less. It really came in handy for my buddies. Okay. The Martians said and they had been waiting for years for us to come. Come and visit them. They had headed toward Earth several times, but they got scared at the last minute. Then it flew right back to Mars. And here with this annoying pie problem. They were with this annoying pie problem. It had started raining pie about 6 months ago, between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m., just in time for dessert. Excuse me. They desperately needed help. It was just too much pie. They were stepping in it and dragging it into their homes on their feet. And their space cars got stuck in it. This was definitely a huge problem, and the last thing we thought we'd find on Mars is what we said, and we'd help them figure out a solution, and we did. They took us a tour in their double-decker space bus. And they drove over and around on the pot. I pointing. Laying out their homes, schools, parks, Martian monuments, and natural wonders. We saw just how much pie had piled up on the ground. They had built walls, houses, monuments, and sculptures with it. But it was apparent they couldn't keep this up. And what they caught on their plate, it's between 5 and 7 they ate for dessert. But the situation it was most definitely getting out of hand. Spoil it. The Martians prepared quite an unusual feast for us that first night. They even held a pie eating contest for dessert. And guess who won? Well, I'm gonna say that alien won. He did a good job, though. They put us up at the Mars Motel. The next morning, we all got together to discuss the pie problem. I've been thinking about it all night and had come up with an idea. I suggested catching the pies, exporting them back to Earth, in boxes, and selling them. We'd be partners in a pie business and would call it Martian pie. Taste is out of this world. They really liked it, but how will we catch the pies? Excuse me. I recommend constructing giant net. Actually, the pies would land safely, and and we could slide them off and put them in boxes. Everyone agreed that this was a wonderful idea and a fine solution to the pie problem, and so our joint venture officially began. We brought samples of the pies back to the Earth for scientific analysis to make sure they passed our safety codes, and they did. So we packaged and shipped them off everywhere, and I mean absolutely everywhere. Grandpa woke from his dream the next morning to see more breaking news on the TV. The reporter said the fake Galuntia substance that he thought might be filling with it was just as wishful thinking on his part. It was actually unusually thick and colorful. Martian Rain, he apologized for the error. The front page, each headline read, "No pies on Mars, just bad weather." Under it was a picture of the astronauts. Henry and I noticed the resemblance of Grandpa and asked him, "Is that you in the picture?" "How could it be?" he said. "I wasn't on Mars. I was asleep in my chair." After dinner that evening, we all watched TV while Grandpa served us pies for dessert. "I bet at this tastes is a lot better than Martian pie," said Henry. "I bet it does," Grandpa said proudly. "Because I made it myself." Thanks for watching.